Hello everybody, today we're talking about these pianos, one piano in particular. But one thing I'm trying to get to grips with is why is it when I want to write a tune, I just find it so much easier to sit down at a real piano rather than any one of the dozens of sample pianos I've got. There is something, it's more than just the tactile thing, it's something to do with communication with the instrument. And so when I'm writing themes at the moment for a project I'm doing, and I tend to spend quite a lot of time here with my phone recording everything, etc., etc. However, I have to say I have just tried a piano, sample piano, which does tick the box, and where I can sit and noodle away and write tunes, and it feels like sitting here. And it's not something which I've been able to do before. Let's check it out. Right, let me introduce you to this piano. Here we go. It comes from Max Richter, composer, film composer, concert composer, and he's got this absolutely wonderful, incredible space out in the countryside in Oxfordshire, and it's got this entire wall of glass which just looks out over the countryside. So similar in so many respects to the shed here, surrounded by wildlife, except it's really big and it's got an incredibly posh piano in it. And that posh piano is what they have sampled. So it's this thing, it's the Model D Spirio R, which is apparently the world's finest high-resolution player piano. So in other words, it can record itself as well. And it's 8 foot 11 and 3/4 inches long. And it weighs 511 kilograms. Well, 511 kilograms after Christmas, 480 before. It's also worth a double die fortune. But that's not our problem, because Max and his team have sampled this piano in extraordinary detail. It's a very, very nice piano. Look, I'm just going to play the thing. Its speciality is the kind of softer end. It's the dynamics from sort of like mezzo forte and below are really where it's God, that's better. Where it really scores. So let me just show you what it's. Very pleased with this. This is really, really nice. Do you see what I mean? I hope you're getting this, via YouTube sound and all the rest of it. You're getting the it just feels like firstly, you're sitting in front of the piano. Because listen, if you listen to the stereo image, play a bass note, down there, high note, it's over there. So it's got that kind of enormous sort of space around the instrument. So it does feel like you're right in front of it. It feels very, very intimate. It's lovely. I mean, in terms of what you actually, the options you get, they're fairly straightforward. You get a closed piano and an open piano. You then get 3 mic positions, and that's really interesting. Let me just tell you what, I'm going to turn the other 2 off so you can hear. This is the vintage ribbon. Let's now have the modern ribbon. And finally, the pencil. And you blend those 3 together and you get a really, really nice instrument. The closed piano is much like this. So it's a slightly more, as the sound says, it's sort of slightly more enclosed sound. I like the open one actually. I mean, as I say, it sort of goes up to probably forte if you go. But it's not, you know, if you wanted to do Rachmaninoff, this is not the piano for you. If you want to write something sensitive, if you want to get feedback from the instrument you're playing, you know, then absolutely this is the instrument for you. So look, what I thought I'd do, I'm in my shed and I've got, just like the Max Richter studio, a wall of glass and nature outside. I'm very keen, as you know, regular viewers of the channel will know, on birds. So I've got bird feeders, window feeders indeed. And if I'm sitting here still enough for long enough, they start coming in and feeding on those feeders. So what I thought I might do is try and write some music for birds to feed at the bird feeder while the birds are feeding at the bird feeder. Does that make any sense at all? I don't know. I've done lots and lots and lots of wildlife films. I've never done birds feeding and bird feeders before though. So let's just see how we get on. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep one eye on the bird feeder so that we can. So that's what I've got going on here, just sort of, that's a sus4 chord and a sus2 chord on top of it. But that's a bit more watery than birdie. So as I'm playing, and this is where we come back to how I go about writing tunes, it's really useful if you are reasonably fluent at improvising on an instrument. It doesn't have to be a keyboard, but it helps if it's a keyboard. Or a guitar, something which has got a harmonic element as well, because if I'm going to write... that could be so many different things. It could be very straight diatonic, or it could start on the A minor chord, because look, could be the top notes of A minor, D minor, then back to the A minor again. Different feeling completely. Oh, we just missed one. There was one there. Oh, there. Come back. Nothing happening. You can't score nothing happening. I've done it many times, actually. Okay. So, every time when I'm in real time, I'm working out how these notes, how the chord tones are going to, or the chords which are going to line up with these principal notes. So there's a conversation going on between the melody and the harmony, and the two evolve together, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, like that. What's that? That's 9. No, that's just a sus4 there, and then the third in the octave above. That has a sense of wonder about it. Come on, birds. Oh, there's one. Blue tip. Come back. Moo, come back. Oh. Come on back. It's not exactly non-stop action, is it? I think I need to change my piano. That's obviously what it is. I'll go for a closed piano now. Listen to that decay. One of the things about Max's studio is incredibly low noise floor. It's just total silence. So if you're going to sample a piano like this, you can go right the way to the very end and you get that incredible decay, which is really, really nice. There's a bit of reverb in here, but not much. I can add a little bit more if we feel that is more bird feeder-ish. Bit too much, actually. Too much, and it spoils it. You see, that's how good the piano is, because actually... Bird's not playing today, but the piano is, and it's really, really... Do you see what I mean? About this kind of... It gives me the same feeling as sitting in front of a real piano, and particularly if I'm doing this kind of sort of light and airy thing. It seems so intimate and so close, and... Oh, hello. One blue tit does not make a sequence. Never mind. Anyway, look. I think you see the gist of what's going on here is that you get this real kind of warmth and this feedback from a nice piano or your favourite instrument, and this is why I can happily sit here noodling away, because noodling is an important part of writing music. If you don't noodle, you're never going to, it's not going to come fully fledged into the world. It requires noodling. So I noodle away for hours, and then out of all this noodling, suddenly comes one decent idea. And that's all it takes. But part of the skill is recognising when you've had the idea, not just doing the noodling. So I tend to use, I'll stick the piano, the phone there on the piano when I'm using the piano, recording the output. And I record it all the time, because if you have a good idea, it's really easy. Sometimes the good idea happens because you've made a mistake, and it's or you played something you didn't mean to, and you go, "Oh, that sounds good," but you can't know what you did sometimes. So it's important to have something recording all the time. Then all those ideas are just. Also, then when you come back next day, and you're going back to the same tune you were working on the day before, it's really easy if you haven't recorded it properly to half remember it or remember it differently. So you might, the rhythm, for example, might be different, which might be better or worse. And if you sort of somehow it's lost something, it's often because you've just subtly changed something and you can't quite remember what it is. So it's important to keep a record of what you do. So look, go and check out Max Richter's piano, and it's currently for the month of until 31st of January 2024 on sale. It's 119 quid at the moment, 149 normal price, which is about 1,000th of the price of a real Steinway D Spiro /R. At which point it's astounding value. Anyway, look, I hope you go and check it out, because I think it's great, and I think you'll like it. So it's part of my template. It's right in there, and I work on it all the time. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. If you're interested in learning more about writing music, we do courses in that kind of thing, you know. Did you not know that? Oh yeah. We do quite a lot of courses in how to write music, learn music theory, how to write trailer music, all kinds of things. Why don't you check it out? ThinkSpaceEducation.com. Courses like this. Is there a gap between that?
There's always gaps. You need to have gaps wherever you can, just so that an editor can come along with their scissors and go, right, cut. And frequently, editors will piece your track together with some other track from a different publisher. You have to give them as many options as possible.
Even a single hit, you've built it out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 layers.
It's over the top, it's a bit silly, but it got the sound I wanted.
It's all about layering. It has to fill the whole frequency, because in cinema, you know, you've got the big speakers.
Is it brass or is it an effect? Yeah, you know, because this is very close to a brass.
I remember doing some hits, and the sound source was me hitting my sofa with a flip-flop. That was the original sound source.
Yeah, I think you also need to put your own spin on it.
It will just set you apart from everyone else who was just reaching for the same old libraries that we can all afford and we can all get these days.
You always have to go the extra mile, particularly in trailers. You really have to focus in on every detail. The production levels have got to be really, really high.
I wanted to know a little bit more about you, actually. Choose from one of these four. A. Okay, you've chosen to take a walk on the wild side. You will learn a lot more about music technology and a lot more about your DAW just by doing the course. It works over the drone, which acts as a pedal, so harmonically it fits. There's enough movement to make it interesting. Not sure I would have chosen A. You're going to be able to do that by the time you get to the end of this course. Then make your choice, and make your choice now.